Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. I'm translating in a different way, but basically, may there be a well being. That is the meaning of swastir. Swasti. Swasti also means safety, auspicious, order for all. I wonder, have you been doing the practice every day without fail? Swasti is not only no problems, but living in tune with the cosmic order, where life supports inner growth, inner evolution. Very first thing, a common sense intellect should think and reflect every day. What? That is the meaning of the first line. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You have been doing. What is that line? A simple life with the modest resources. I want to be a billionaire. Pay attention. I'm completing it. A simple life with the modest resources but a good health, honest work, and the satsang. You are learning every day something from the Eastern wisdom is the name of swasti, even without luxury. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Simple sentence, may there be peace. We don't have a time to contemplate and reflect. So I'm doing a contemplation and reflection for you so that you can adopt this method of reflection. Peace is the freedom from disturbances. Where? Disturbances in the I-ness. That is the peace we are talking about. True peace arises when that a capital I, is not constantly shaken by gain in the loss, honor in the dishonor, pleasure in the pain. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Fullness is inner completeness, not outer accumulation. Can you feel complete by accumulating anything and everything? For example, for men I'm saying, and it applies to the women, even if you marry Miss Universe, will you feel complete? Purnam points to an inner sense of nothing lacking in me. So, who thinks that I'm lacking in something? Default mind. Which comes when the real I is known as the illuminator. You have to listen to this again and again. I'm giving another interpretation of this. Mangalacharan. Auspiciousness as seeing the highest possibility in the event, not converting into an incident. That is the fourth line. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. But my honey always teases me, reacts to me. Oh, that is the greatest auspiciousness. That is teaching you the resilience. That is teaching you the, what do you remember? Your equanimity. Honey means anyone outside, even a stranger. You went to a restaurant, you have overeaten, now you have a disturbed belly, you have a diarrhea, and now your intellect says, I will lead a more sattvic lifestyle, I will take control of my auspiciousness. But even if you don't think about it, you repeat the same mistake, then there is a problem. Then we are not a seeker. Open your eyes, think think of this. You have to, when you contemplate every day, it helps you to move your life to peace and happiness. Huh? Swasti, may there be, the first line is Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. So the more and more intellect first understands, have this knowledge, your life has to change. If the life doesn't change, a person may feel unsafe even in rich country. If the ego is threatened, see that. Another feels safe in a simple surrounding due to the faith and the clarity. We are talking of the faith. Our faith, our fifth treasure is the faith. You see? And a guy who told me, I am rich, living in a rich community. He lives in nearby. I don't know where he lives exactly in the rich community in Phoenix. And he says, that is why I'm scared. And instantly my answer is that, find out if you have earned more this year, return, send it to me. You should not be more rich so that you'll not be scared. So there comes the word swasti. Understand it clearly. Understand, you have to understand, reflect on it, and you have to apply that in your life. I will never say that I am rich to you, otherwise you will demand money. How many of you are thinking like this? Christina, you are thinking like this. Your mind should be preparing, that helps you. So what we have been doing, we have been understanding the 6 treasures that comes after Viveka and Vairagya. Simple principle, many masters and all the masters speak of it. You pay attention to the Viveka, discernment. What is this discernment? It is the power of intellect. What is this power of the intellect? It separates real from the false. It separates the default mind from the calm mind. It separates what is changing from the changing. You live into the state of the discernment. It will help you to move naturally to the state of dispassion. And when you continue to live in the state of dispassion, you will awaken to these 6 treasures. That is why they are known as the treasures. They are already present within. You are not working for calmness. In the Western approach, means in America and Europe, Eastern wisdom, Western wisdom. So in Western wisdom, no, calm down. We say inner calm. Do you see that? There's a big difference. No, I'm not saying anything to you, honey, but I have a hatred against you. I'm living in inner conflict. So that is why we say inner calm is a treasure. It is already present in you. I have to awaken to it. So if your discernment and dispassion, their quantity, their quality is not increasing in your life, you may have the inner calm today. It will be disturbed. You have not awakened to the inner treasure. I believe you have understood. It does not mean only discernment is important. After that, my experience of dispassion is important. My experience of dispassion lead me to awaken to the inner treasures. Each treasure is also important. Inner calm, outer calm, withdrawal, that is uparama, titiksha, resilience, and then we are coming to the faith. We understood the art of active peace, active calm. Active calm is sama. And active calm outside with reference to the sense organs is Dhamma. You hate someone and he comes in front of you, your physical expression changes. Not only you notice, but other guy also notice. Can you remain as you are? Dhamma. Oparati. Uparati, how to attain Uparama, we have discussed in detail. And Titiksha, endurance, resilience, and equanimity. Then we came to Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. We discussed briefly belief, faith, trust. My mind must live in trust of that I am of the nature of the real self. Where is the problem? But this crazy I-ness or I-maker doesn't allow you to live into that peace. Default mind doesn't allow you to live into that state of the calmness. From where it has come? It has come from the past memories, accumulated impressions, your expectations. Now you can easily understand. Last session, sorry, not in the last session, we discussed about Thanksgiving. Now you see, Thanksgiving every day. Thanksgiving is not about receiving, it is about how you respond. How you respond with Samadhama Uparama Titiksha? Completing the sentence. Are you getting it? How you respond in a situation. You don't allow the event to be converted into an incident. You prevent it. Why you prevent it? Your default mind is changing. Otherwise, what happens? Your default mind is quietly sabotaging you. Can we really understand this? Thanksgiving in Eastern wisdom is a most radical at gratitude. Thank what keeps me alive today. Most radical. Use this radical attitude and you will say, the trust will follow you. Trust will follow you. We have to reach to a state of the mind where someone made you upset and reacted you, and you say internally, not outside. Otherwise they will start fighting, they will slap you. Thank you, you made me upset, so I have to move into resilience, and then I will find out what is the right path. That becomes the Thanksgiving to me today. And you will see, you do it 5 times. On the 6th time, your mind has changed. You don't understand, I have done 10 times. No, you have done 50 times unconsciously and habitually. Don't tell me. How can you not change? How your mind cannot change? You see, pay attention. Thank you. Internally you say, thank you. You made me upset. So I have to move into resilience. So your focus is on the resilience inside and the inner calm, not on outside. You are saying I did 50 times and nothing changed because your focus is still outside. As long as we have a focus outside, awakening and self-knowledge doesn't take. It shifts, turns you. This shift turns you from a passive recipient of circumstances or events into an active learning from an event. So when you say, I did it 50 times, nothing has changed, what it means, should I tell you? Your default mind is quietly sabotaging you. I'm more radical today. Your default mind is quietly sabotaging you. You have to work 24/7. The default mind is impulsive, habit driven, it is reactive. Forget about the belief and the faith and the trust. It never comes to you. Why I say so? Why I say so? The inner calm, outer calm, operama, and the titiksha comes before the faith. I want to believe you. Prove me that I should believe you. First, calm down. Are you understanding? First, four treasures must be in my head before the faith comes. That is why we say the faith is the fifth treasure, after four treasures of samadhama, uprama, and titiksha. Logic is very blunt. If your mind is anxious, senses are scattered, and you can't stay steady in difficulty, any faith you claim is fragile and easily hijacked by emotions, miracles, or charismatic personalities. And now you go to those religious so-called gatherings, they say, okay, let me bless you. God will come to you. It is out of excitement, it can happen. I'm not criticizing, I'm not saying negative to them. The mind is anxious, senses are scattered, you can't stay steady in the difficulty, faith is not there. So you have a faith because of the default mind that something I will get, expectations. In faith, there is no expectation. It's very challenging to accept and practice. But if you accept the challenge, there is a continuous inner growth and the evolution in your life. You will take the most radical step into the awakening, faith. We discussed belief, a mental yes to an idea. There is a real self, peace is within, for example, without proof. So then I move to the proof, belief pending inquiry. You practice. How I should, pending inquiry. Inquiry includes the practice, meditation, testing the real life situations. That is going to change. So I have a faith. And then this faith is being repeated again and again, again and again, again and again. I've been repeating it for the last 46 years. Then what happens? We repeat, trust. Now that the stamp of the trust is there in the intellect, intellect is not going to budge, whatever the situation is, whatever the event is. Belief is the seed, faith is the root, trust is the fruit. But you have to start with the belief. Before belief, you have to start with the titiksha. Before uparama, before dhamma, before sama, before dispassion, before discernment. Otherwise, no, how can I trust that there is a real self? You are not ready. You are not a seeker. What should I say? How do you know that you have moved to the trust? Are you thinking? With belief, you accept that engineers say a bridge is safe. I discussed that in the last session. You accept the engineers say a bridge is safe. The teacher says that there is a real self, but you are still nervous finding it out. With faith, you walk across despite anxiety, relying on your limited but growing confidence. Say, for example, we have been doing the Mangalacharan practice every day, every session. Are you doing it at your home? No, I'm busy. You don't have a belief. You did not start with a belief. How can you have a faith? With the trust, after many safe crossings, you drive your whole family over it in a storm without inner debate. That is how we cross over bridges. We have so many bridges, physical bridges in our freeway, highways. So when you have a trust, then what happens? Thank you. One example, what happens when you have a faith? Such a tremendous faith I had long back. It took me 1 year to have that faith in my master. Since then, I feel never tired. I drove 12 hours to reach to the 12,000 feet directly. Never felt that I'm tired. So when you have a trust, the blessing is open. But I'm talking of something else in the personal, professional life, social life, family life. Painful people can become your unexpected teachers when we have a trust. Painful people, maybe your honey, maybe your relations, maybe your enemy, maybe your stranger. Is it possible? You prevent any event with the people to be converted into an incident. That is what the trust is. I recognize the reaction of the honey to me, taught me titikcha. Hence I thank to my honey. Internally, you see, you don't say it outside. You will enter into more conflict. Gratitude here is not pretending the heart didn't happen. It is recognizing that if met with awareness, that pain forced a strength you now rely on everywhere else. We are talking briefly about belief, faith, and the trust. Trust, trust, trust. Now check the sequence how this faith is earned. Trust is earned. I cannot force you. No, just trust me. Normally we say in our language, trust me, I am very honest to you if you go to the car dealers. Trust me, I'm giving you the best price. So after an hour of negotiation, they come down to another few $1,000s. Where the trust is gone. So I instantly say that the way you say that I trust you, you also trust me. That I don't have these $2,000. Can you reduce it? No. Look at the sequence. First is the Mangalacharan. Second is the Shravanam, means listening and learning. What you listen, real self is my nature. I have to get into it. I have to awaken to that. Where is the problem? The default mind. You see the sequence. Default mind. So I have to recognize how the default mind is working in my life daily. What I have to do, I have to use the discerning intellect. So when I'm using the discernment, I'm using the dispassion also. So what is the first treasure? The sama comes. Now inner calm. From that inner calm in the intellect, I see. Because my eyes saw you and I had the past impression of reaction against you, now I treat and enter into the Dhamma. You see the entire sequence, the entire stage is set. You are totally a different person now. Samadhamma and Uparama, withdrawal, right engagement. Now the ability to withdraw from the unhelpful engagements and distractions while still fulfilling your responsibilities in your family, in your personal, professional, and social life. Done. Uparama is done. And then comes Titiksha. Still we have challenges. So these challenges means I have a corresponding negative emotions inside me, because of which different events are converted into an incident, moves me into the default state of the mind, causing my mind to be impulsive, has to be challenged. How? Titiksha. Endurance, resilience, equanimity. These four treasures, you grow into the four treasures. I need not to say you trust me. You will trust me because I teach Eastern wisdom. But the trust comes from the faith. You see that how our masters say Shraddha basically means the faith. You can also use the word belief or the trust, but basically it is the faith. It is in between. It starts from the belief. Beliefs come from listening and learning the previous sequence. Then faith by repeat practice. By repeat practice you enter into the trust. Now tell me, is it blind faith? No. I'm explaining the sequence. There is a blind faith. No, it is not blind faith. Why? I told you Eastern wisdom is 200%. Puts the reasoning. Because there is a cognitive change. Now I feel the cognitive change in my thought, speech, and action, in my behavior and attitude. Have you changed your behavior and attitude during the last 5 years? How much you have changed? If you have changed, you are attending this session. Otherwise also you are attending this session, who cares? So then what happens? Cognitive. What happens with the cognitive change? Change by understanding, by knowledge, by awareness. So I can pick up the false I can drop it. Anytime, anywhere. There is a tremendous self-reliance, and that helps you to move into the real self, my dear friends. That is what is the topic I have covered. Let us participate in a discussion. Janice, you want to go first?
When we talk about science, any scientific discovery starts with hypothesis. And then we use logic and experiment to either prove that hypothesis or disprove it. So in Eastern wisdom, I think this faith is very much similar to scientific hypothesis. We start with a belief, and then we use all possible means to test, to check, to verify that this belief is true or false. We use our intellect for that. We use logic. We use our experiences to check, to test, and to verify the validity of that belief. So if that belief passes all the tests, it becomes faith. And from that moment, we can rely on it. because we have proven ourselves that it is true.
That is the meaning of self-reliance. I'm completing it. Are you understanding? And now think that if you have a self-reliance, what exactly you need? To be calm? To be relaxed? Tell me, what do you need? To be happy? To be joyful? What do you need? You need nothing. Trust. That is the journey. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. I've been reflecting on the sequence and keep asking, why is faith number 5? And in order for me to answer it, I took the approach of self-reflection rather than an intellectual approach to it. And looking back over the last 5.5 years, I guess almost 6 years now, that we started this journey, there were moments in which doubt would pop in. And it wasn't until we, and I understood it. I understand the importance of discernment and dispassion all the way through, but it still didn't keep the doubt out. And it wasn't until we started really diving into the 6 treasures. And again, looking back at self-reflection, just watching my own words and actions and my approach to virtually everything since we addressed these topics, I now understand why faith is number 5, because it's the Sama, Dhamma, Uprama, and the Titiksha that eliminates all doubt. Because when you fall back and allow those treasures to rise within us, there's nothing but faith and trust, and that's where it's at. So thank you.
Beautifully said. I will revisit in a different way that summarizes what Stephen wants to say. The doubt creeps in all the time. And if the doubt is not there, you cannot start the journey of Eastern wisdom. What are you saying? So I should not have belief. There should be a right doubt. Wrong doubt comes because of the reactive and impulsive mind. Right doubt, let me try, let me see, let me check, let me understand. I still have a doubt. It starts with that. So you generate the belief through your mind. And so let me try. It must be there to start with. So understand very clearly. If you have a doubt, if you have a right doubt, you will progress. And if you have a blind doubt, there is a blind faith and a blind doubt. Okay, listen to this guy, whatever he says. I have to suffer, so I'm suffering already. Then you are not going to progress anymore. Understand? Pay attention, reflect on this. Yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you. To Stephen's point, the journey's been interesting, and similarly, doubts along the way, but it's really getting into the 6 treasures that's really enlightened it for me. So, today it's the acronym is VFT. It's belief, faith, and trust, and it's you keep testing the hypothesis, and you get more. Every step of the way, you get more. So you get more belief, you get more faith, you get more faith, you get more trust, you get more trust, you get more belief, and it's just kind of this perpetuating thing that just keeps going. So it's this circle of testing that just keeps allowing us to pursue, and we get these nuggets along that journey, and we want more. We want more belief, we want more trust. trust, and we want more faith. So thank you.
Yes, and this can happen only when I repeat the practice again and again. After all, I'm looking for permanent peace and happiness. Maximum, what will happen? You don't get permanent peace. Maximum. So it is an experiential journey. Every time you practice, maybe Mangalacharana or meditation, you feel the calmness. Your impulsive mind changes. Calmness, it is inside me. It is independent. It does not depend on anything else. So it is an experiential journey. Science follows what? Experimental journey. Where is the laboratory? Body, mind, intellect, my personal life, my professional life, my social life. This is what is a big laboratory. It is always at work. Jerry.
Thank you, sir. This almost 6 years, as Stephen pointed out, has been a journey, and we couldn't have just dove right into the 6 treasures, because that right questioning, that doubt, is like the pointer. And so when we're asking the right questions, when we really start to look at our suffering and realize that it's our own doing, it's within us, then we have the pointers and we keep asking the questions, and then we have the laboratory of life, and we keep looking back at ourselves instead of pointing and blaming or trying to find another reason. And then we get to these 6 treasures, and we're ready. And we are starting more and more to be able to prove it. At least I feel that way, and I hear it in all of us. So it's really a beautiful journey. Thank you.
Beautifully said. Suffering is our own doing. That's a great realization. So you doubt that suffering is my own doing. Let me correct it. To reach to that state, it takes time. Why? Because of the default mind. I explained you the sequence. Default mind, impulsive mind. No, you are responsible. You are responsible. I converted event into an incident. Now I am suffering. But after a few days, that thought passes and melts away. Okay, I'm sorry. It perpetuates. It repeats itself. Buddha says this repetition is samsara, and samsara is suffering. We'll talk about it. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. I felt like over the holiday I was able to put everything into more practical use, being with my mom and really kind of noticing a difference in how it felt to be around her and to feel in a more calm, peaceful, loving place, having put all of our work into practice.
Beautiful. You are applying it. And also imagine and think, when I was just born in the lap of my mom, did I have the same attitude of reaction and impulsivity? Answer is no. So in order to build that belief, converting into a faith, I have to think in that way. That is the right logic. Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the faith, it's my understanding is like it's giving me a discipline and inner encouragement. So to apply these inner treasures again and again, so I can always capture my default state and replace it with the discerning mind.
Beautifully said. You can capture the default mind with the faith, or you can say with the belief, pending inquiry. What is that? You are in stress. No, but my nature is peace and happiness. Let me inquire. You start the inquiry, and because all the stress, suffering, anxiety, reaction, impulsivity is the ultimate cause is the ignorance. And the moment you drive the ignorance away, you are already in peace. You awaken to the peace. That is why it is known as six inner treasures. Close your eyes. Close your eyes in the stage one. In the stage one, place, position, and posture, being comfortable. Comfortable means moving the mind instantly. Now you have been doing the practice for so long. Just being aware of the whole body and experiencing the sensation, comfort, and steadiness to prevent the default mind and to welcome the discerning intellect, if I used to say, if I say so. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. In that state, your discerning intellect is active. Why? That is what is being carefree. What is it? How the discerning intellect and being carefree are going together? Because you are watching, feeling whatever your experiences are not you. So you get a glimpse of samadhama uparamayantitiksha here. But we don't stop there. We continue with there. That is the right moment when you reflect. Your reflection will be very deep on the Mangalacharan. That is why we place the Mangalacharan here. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be well-being or happiness for all. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Will do. From there we will change the direction of our meditation. We will focus only on the Mangalacharan and one day we will complete it. The entire practice of Mangalacharan. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. So what happens? By understanding clearly, the discerning intellect helps the mind to get absorbed deeper within, not to be impulsive and reactive. We move into the second stage now. Just for a minute, you look at the breath, the flow of the breath. You start from there. So you recheck. That is what the know, feel, and check and understand that you are living in a present moment. And the best thing to do is to be aware of the breath. We are not in a hurry. We are not doing it in a reactive and fast way. We are doing it in a responding way. I told you radical change. They are not in a hurry. And now in that state of being aware of the flow of the breath, whether both the nostrils flows equally, but you are able to maintain sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body. In that state, it is very easy for the mind to look inside the forehead in the space. So I have often repeated, you look at any point in the space. You see, it means that basically you are expanding your mind likened to the space. You pick any point in the space, but around that point is the space. Oh, yes. And then you start breathing long, deep in the air-saying breath into your belly today. Belly, you inhale into the belly, expands like a balloon, and you exhale from the belly, it squeezes, touches the spine, long, deep in the hissing breath. Continue, please. Or at least once or twice a month we will do the full practice. It will help you to gain deeper. Long, deep in the hissing breath. Pay attention in the state of place, position, and posture, in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, in the state of awareness of the point in the space you are doing the deep, long, and the hissing breath. Yes, a very impulsive mind will attack your practice and will say, no, I'm not feeling good, so it's enough, let me do it. No, don't stop it. Just pay attention and continue doing it. But don't move don't shake the entire body. It is only the belly point. So if you are shaking the entire body, you are not doing it correctly. You are doing a short breath into the belly, you are not doing correctly. It should be long, deep in the hissing breath. Please continue. You may feel some changes, some experiences in and around the head. It's okay. Continue with it. No worries. You all are seekers. Disclaimer for the newcomers. Here, inhaling and exhaling, deep, long in the hissing, paying attention to deep inside the forehead in the space, maintaining the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body, relaxation and stillness. On the other hand, you're also watching the thought and feeling comes by, let them come and go. A thought also comes, now let me stop it. Don't believe that thought. You believe your practice. You can apply these treasures in any way possible, in any moment. And now leave this step, look at the flow of the breath, how your breath returns to the normal. Keep watching the breath, check. And also experience some sensation, some changes in and around the head or the state of the mind. It is okay. Continue to pay attention on the flow of the breath. We are skipping a couple of steps, you know. You already know we are transitioning into the stage number 3, where our goal is to rise in self-awareness, or to live in a heightened state of consciousness. Why? From there I can see the real self. That is why this stage 3. So dynamic breath is dynamic. You are watching the breath. We are feeling this sensation. You know the breath is going in and out. What should I do? I drop Om Shanti on the track of the breath going in and out. So we check that the heightened state is possible in the dynamic state, in the static state, or both combined. It means my meditation means what? Means the my meditation is possible in any state. We are experiencing, we are moving into the experiential journey of that. That is why we have the 3 ways of dropping Om Shanti. Now drop Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers. So mind has to pick up the static segment and mind has to pick up the dynamic Om Shanti. Sometime in the past, I used to say that this step breaks completely the default mind. The impulsivity breaks down. Or you can say it also removes the impurity. And it is your experiential journey. You are experiencing the change. Sometimes what happens, the body becomes so still, cool, or hot, or sometimes you feel as if you have gone too far from your own body. It has nothing to do with out of the body experience. But yes, we use that language. And now move the mind deep inside the heart. Visualize the triangle. Move your mind clockwise and anti-clockwise on the triangle, dropping Om Shanti. So we are waiting for a syncing, synchronization of the movement of the mind on each side with Om Shanti, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And now, from sync to self-absorption is our stage 4. You're singing mentally moving, pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. You see the mind seems to stop there, you drop. You say Shanti, and that is all. After that, you are not a doer, non-doer. You are not a doer, but whatever is happening, you are aware of it. Whatever happening, you are aware of. You don't fall into sleep or laziness. And then in that happening, you may see visions, colors, images, extreme cold and the heat, or sometimes we experience the triangle. We are inside the triangle, or triangle is inside us. We sometimes experience as if the body has become as big as the room. Those changes points out that yes, the mind is changing. Let us witness them. Don't get carried away by them. So sometime your experiences in the vision helps you to stay in meditation for a longer period, and sometime the default mind reacts. So it means we understand what is happening. Sometime it helps and sometime it reacts. In both the cases, we remain aware of it. It means if there are reactions, it simply means that if I do it regularly, repeat the practice, those reactions will be dissolved. Is that the impurity of the mind going gone? This is the fourth stage. Yes, the fourth stage has to be extended. So whenever you find the time, it's always keep half an hour window open when you start doing the practice of meditation. The fourth stage, self-absorption. Consciously, you are aware. You can continue. You cannot continue. The reactions of the mind starts pouring in. There may be an impression that is going to manifest today in your relationship of which you are not aware. Well, some, those impressions. But understand that part also. So now we transition into the fifth stage with me, mentally or loudly. You can chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanti Shanti Shanti. One more time. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand, and lift both your palms, place it on your eyes for a while, stay there to check after opening the eyes inside the palms. Experience what happened and bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. That meditation was just really deep and peaceful, a high level of awareness. And the awareness had belief, faith, and trust in it. So the couple of times where my mind drifted, I just believed, faith, and trusted in getting it back on purpose. And by the end of it, extremely deep and slow breath and cold body. Thank you.
Yes, we have to apply. It's a beautiful application of belief, faith, and the trust. Mind is to distract. Okay, you keep on distracting. I'm not with you. That's enough. That's a good point. Yes, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. My meditation was effortless and just a tremendous joy. Yes, gratitude, joy.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. The entire life is full of gratitude. How are you, Stephen?
Sir, again, thank you. My meditation was deep, and I was absorbed from the moment I closed my eyes. So, thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. Just a deep, grounded sense of calmness, absence of all the worldly things and thoughts, experiences.
Beautiful. Away, transcending, that is what the transcending. I like her honesty. She talks openly about her relationship with the mom. Not many people do that. But anyhow, thank you. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So during the practice, mine was like a job in the space, so it was not able to recognize where it was. So I was just being aware that it should not fall into a default state again. So being aware of that and remains calm.
Beautiful. Yes, we have to pay attention to what he said. Whatever is going on, it's okay. I am giving a lesson, but can I remain into that state even while giving a lesson? Answer is yes. If that is yes, we can be in the state of meditation all the time. How are you, Dennis?
Comfortable meditation. There was a sense of coolness in the head after the breathing, and dark space at the end. And it was like I was at a distance from all the feelings, thoughts, experiences. Very peaceful thinking.
Yes. Gradually and progressively, we have to be totally away from all our experiences. Why? To discover the experiencer. How are you, Terry?
Just a day at the darkness.
Beautiful. Yes, the darkness and emptiness, total darkness also points us to the state of infinity. So mind has to absorb that infinity again and again and again. Yes, Ashok, how are you?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, sense of gratitude है वो that is going on increase nowadays.
It is good.
तो सर कभी जैसे कुछ काम स्टार्ट करना है तो एंजाइटी आती है, लेकिन बाद में एक थॉट आता है ऊपर से, मतलब अंदर से एक थॉट आता है कि things will be all right. Things are being managed by him.
Yes. Yeah. It has to be consistent. What he's saying, when he wants to do some new work in business, he's talking about. So his mind moves to the gratitude. And so there are reactions also, the impulsive nature, there is an anxiety and fear. But then mind moves to the gratitude. So that gratitude comes from the change. And anxiety, impulsive nature comes from the same default mind. So we have to change a lot. The more we change, our professional life also becomes better. That is all for today. We'll meet again. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Namaste,
sir.
everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.